Welcome to our video on the Age of Discovery. The Age of Discovery, also known as the Age of Exploration, refers to the period in history from the 15th to the early 17th centuries when European powers began to explore and expand their empires overseas. This period saw the rise of the Spanish and Portuguese empires, which came to dominate the world during this time. The Age of Discovery was a turning point in world history, as it marked the beginning of globalization and the exchange of goods, ideas, and people between the Old World and the New World. The legacy of the Age of Discovery can still be seen today in the way the world is connected and the cultural exchange that occurs between different countries. In this video, we will explore the background and expansion of the Spanish and Portuguese empires, the roots and locations of exploration during the Age of Discovery, the economic and cultural consequences of this period, and the lasting legacy of the Age of Discovery. The Spanish and Portuguese empires were two of the most powerful empires during the Age of Discovery. The rise of these empires can be traced back to the 15th century, when Prince Henry the Navigator of Portugal sponsored expeditions down the west coast of Africa. These expeditions, along with the development of new navigational tools and techniques, laid the foundation for the Portuguese Empire's expansion into Africa and the Atlantic. Meanwhile, in Spain, Christopher Columbus's voyages to the New World in the late 15th century opened the door for Spanish exploration and conquest in the Americas. The Spanish monarchy, with the support of the Catholic Church, funded expeditions to the New World, leading to the conquest and colonization of much of South and Central America and the Caribbean. Both the Spanish and Portuguese empires continued to expand and establish colonies throughout the world during the 16th and 17th centuries, establishing a global network of trade and commerce. These empires were fueled by the desire for wealth, power, and the spread of Christianity. Key figures in the expansion of these empires included Prince Henry the Navigator, Christopher Columbus, and Hernán Cortés, who led the Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire in Mexico. During the Age of Discovery, European powers explored and conquered various parts of the world, establishing colonies and trade networks. The Spanish and Portuguese empires were particularly active in this expansion, but other European powers such as the Dutch and the English also played a role. One of the most well-known routes of exploration during this period was the voyage to the New World, led by Christopher Columbus in 1492. This voyage, funded by the Spanish monarchy, led to the discovery of America and the conquest and colonization of much of South and Central America and the Caribbean. The Spanish Empire also established colonies in Asia, including the Philippines and parts of Indonesia. The Portuguese Empire also established a strong presence in the New World, with colonies in Brazil and parts of South America. In addition, the Portuguese explored and conquered parts of Africa and Asia, establishing colonies in places like Angola, Mozambique, and Goa in India. The impact of exploration and conquest on indigenous populations during this period was often devastating. European powers often imposed their religion and culture on the native populations, leading to the suppression of indigenous cultures and the spread of diseases. The Age of Discovery also had a significant impact on the global economy, as the establishment of trade networks led to the exchange of goods and ideas between the Old World and the New World. Overall, the Age of Discovery was a period of significant expansion and conquest for European powers, leading to the establishment of global empires and the reshaping of the world. The Age of Discovery had significant economic and cultural consequences that continue to be felt today. One of the most significant consequences of this period was the establishment of global trade networks. The exploration and colonization of new lands by European powers led to the exchange of goods and ideas between the Old World and the New World. This exchange included the trade of goods such as spices, gold, and silver, as well as the exchange of plants and animals. The economic impact of the Age of Discovery was significant for the European powers that were able to establish colonies and trade networks. The wealth generated by these colonies helped to fuel the Industrial Revolution in Europe and contributed to the rise of these powers as global leaders. In addition to the economic consequences, the Age of Discovery also had significant cultural consequences. The exchange of goods and ideas between the Old World and the New World led to a mixing of cultures and the spread of new technologies and ideas. The establishment of colonies by European powers also led to the suppression of indigenous cultures and the spread of Christianity. The cultural consequences of the Age of Discovery continue to be felt today, as the legacy of colonialism and the exchange of ideas and technologies between different parts of the world shape the modern world. The legacy of the Age of Discovery can still be felt today in the way the world is connected and the cultural exchange that occurs between different countries. The establishment of global trade networks and the exchange of goods and ideas during this period laid the foundation for the globalization that we see today. The Spanish and Portuguese empires, which were dominant powers during the Age of Discovery, continue to be influential today. The legacy of these empires can still be seen in the countries that were once their colonies, as the cultural and economic influence of these powers continues to be felt in these places. The Age of Discovery also had a lasting impact on the way the world is divided and the power dynamics between different countries. The European powers that established colonies during this period went on to become global leaders, and the legacy of colonialism continues to shape the modern world. Overall, the Age of Discovery was a turning point in world history, as it marked the beginning of globalization and the exchange of goods, ideas, and people between the Old World and the New World. Its legacy can still be seen today in the way the world is connected and the cultural exchange that occurs between different countries. In conclusion, the Age of Discovery was a significant period in world history that saw the expansion and conquest of the Spanish and Portuguese empires and the establishment of global trade networks. This period marked the beginning of globalization and the exchange of goods, ideas, and people between the Old World and the New World. The legacy of the Age of Discovery can still be felt today in the way the world is connected and the cultural exchange that occurs between different countries. The economic and cultural consequences of this period continue to shape the modern world, and the influence of the Spanish and Portuguese empires can still be seen in their former colonies. Overall, the Age of Discovery was a turning point in world history that had a lasting impact on the way the world is divided and the power dynamics between different countries. Its significance cannot be overstated, and it continues to be a fascinating topic of study for historians and others interested in world history. Thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe for more videos.